Oh, hello there. Are you saying anything?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, shit.
I can hear you.
Alright, 1 second. There's always something, man. Like the last minute, you're always fucking troubleshooting. Unbelievable.
I can't stand when like things are things, man.
Dude, things are the worst. Alright, well, I kind of fixed it, I think.
It sounds like the audio's doubled up, possibly. So if you have,
Yeah, I do.
there we go. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, we did it, fam. I mean, whatever. I can just like disconnect if you want. So I see myself on the big screen on yours, and then yeah. So I can just like disconnect, and then when you want, I'll reconnect. All right.
Okay, now I'm doubled right. Yes, yes, EMP. This is fucked. Oh, shit. Alright, is it working? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me twice? Alright. Alright, we're gonna try this. You can hear me now, right? Oh, hello there, EMP. Yeah, I am Hellacopta, bringing you this morning's news from our studio to yours. We have quite the lineup on our lineup. Gonna be talking to Dayman, aka Poke Some Smot, as well as Johnny C, as well as Miss Jackalope, and perhaps the Vector as well. Wow, that's amazing. They're going through the floor autonomy. We had to. I'm actually literally floating in the tank right now, as you can see. Uh, Johnny C, you can just get back in here if you want. So what's going on with you guys? How's the weather out there? There he is.
There I am.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah, so your name is Johnny C, right? So what are some things you've seen lately?
So let's see. I saw a cat.
Oh, there he is.
Hey,
Wow.
That I've seen some pancakes. I saw pancakes this morning.
Oh, you
I
saw a
saw.
cat.
what the fuck? Wait, what's going on? What's going on here? I see Johnny C. Can Johnny C hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No,
All
you're
right.
you're right on time. You just didn't join on the exact minute, so
Well,
I
I,
was
I did
floundering.
join. Excuse me, I
Yeah.
did join. It was just not loading my video
No worries.
because
All right, Johnny C, we're
Fuck.
gonna get rid of you now.
You get the fuck out of here.
All right, yeah. So welcome to the show. So your name is Day, and you're from South Korea. How has this challenged your relationships to things that are at night and are north?
Well, funny thing about that is that even though I am from South Korea, I am extremely based in Juche-Pilled. Can you see me? I don't
Yeah.
even know what's going on. I just see a blank screen on my end.
Uh,
So,
yeah. I don't have my video on because it just didn't work. Um,
all right, cool.
yeah.
Um, but prevents me from sleeping with my head towards the north. Apparently, that like releases ancient evil spirits, and I'm not supposed to do that.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, I don't know if that's because I'm from the south though. I think that might just be some weird like Korean superstition, kind of like fan death.
I see.
Who knows?
So what about these spirits? Like, what do they do? What's the worst case scenario here?
It's like I don't know, man. Like Asian spirits have a lot to do with money, so like it'll like you know it's always like oh the
Hmm.
spirits are gonna come and like you're not gonna have money anymore. It's kind of lame.
I don't know, man. I mean, like, you seem to be doing okay as far as like surviving in the American world. Do you think like fear of spirits has enabled your current financial mobility?
Yeah, like my fear of spirits definitely, guides my everyday like decision making.
Hmm.
Uh, you know, before I wake up, I induce a lucid dreaming state so I can better talk to the astral plane,
Hmm.
and like the angels that guide me. Um,
So
as far as like,
if we had to come up with like mythic lore from like these days, like what do you think the evil spirits would be doing from like a Zoomer perspective? Like if Zoomers had to come up with evil spirits that I don't know, like fuck with your life, then what would that look like?
oh, that's a really good question. You know what they are doing is they're commenting on Reddit threads. Those are all just not real people, and they're just like evil spirits for sure.
That makes sense. I think we lost your video. I think the
Oh
evil
shit,
spirits
my
got
phone
you.
is sick. All right, there you
Yeah,
go.
there we go. Nice. So okay, I have another question here. So if you were a high school transfer student and you had to join a lunch table that was comprised of EMP members, like what would be your opening line?
How do you do, fellow communists? That would be a pretty good litmus test, I think.
That would be pretty good. We are all
Yeah,
basically communists. I think that about sounds right.
I think so too.
Hmm.
I see that you have a tactical vest on, and so that would immediately kind of, I guess, lower whatever barriers I might initially have because I appreciate a tactically minded
That's true.
American.
And we are in a high school after all, in America, so it's very good to be prepared for that sort of situation.
Yeah, actually, this would be a good time to plug our new line of EMP merch forthcoming Q1 2023. It's going to be our Kevlar bulletproof backpack. Um, so yeah, just keep an eye out on that.
It's true. Yeah. For students, teachers, also DJs who play tech house at events. It's very dangerous out there, especially the type of music you do and the type of people you constantly upset. So it's very,
Yeah.
very important to be prepared.
Hmm.
Hmm. So you remember like Chuck Norris jokes about like how manly Chuck Norris was? Like, what celebrity do you think should have been about instead of Chuck Norris?
Good question. I never got Chuck Norris, but I also think it's because Chuck Norris was kind of like a Gen X meme. I don't know if it was necessarily a millennial meme because like we only thought it was funny because like the boomers and Gen Xers thought it was funny. If you right, it was like when we were 12 and 13 kind of shit.
Yeah,
So in my opinion, probably like Gen X thought Chuck Norris was based because in the 80s he did some like cultural appropriation of Asian shit. So I guess the best equivalent to that in our generation would probably be Ariana Grande. She's
hmm.
she's doing yellow fishing nowadays. She kind of She went from like Italian to Latina to I think black, and
Hmm.
now she's Asian. So I would say Ariana is the biggest contender.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, I think my background for Chuck Norris is being Russian. We got all like the media like 10, 20 years late, so we got like Chuck Norris essentially in the 90s finally. And he was just like the biggest action star that we knew of because we didn't really get Arnold at that time either. So we're like, oh, like Chuck Norris is the Walker Texas Ranger, Karate Kick, so on. Um, so I think that was the really big reason why that was a thing, or at least that I know about him.
Man, I mean, just the internet in the 2008 era was just insane. Like if you think back on it, there was Rage Comics,
Ah,
um, Advice Animals. What the fuck were we doing? You know,
Advice
show's
Animals
crazy.
were a good one. I miss Advice Animals. Yeah, what was your favorite meme from that time frame?
Oh man,
Like if you had to choose, uh, if you
God,
had to express your
this
current state of
I think
mind,
this
yeah,
hurts. I think this hurts me deep in my soul to admit, but I think it is the Me Gusta. You
Magusta.
know,
That's
it
the good one.
that yeah, there were some strong contenders in that genre, I would say.
I remember Rage Comics. Definitely. I don't know. There was just such a succinct way to sum up an event.
Yeah, yeah, it was
It's about
if
telling a
you think of
story.
like right, if you think of like Zoomer humor as like a squarely in the Dadaist camp, where it's just like the what do you call it? Uh, it's like harmless absurdism, right?
Hmm.
Like things that are funny is just things that don't make sense. I guess like the precursor to that, if you look back into like the 1920s when like the first wave of Dadaism happened, maybe like we would have been in like the absurdist, no, sorry, not absurdist, but like the what do you call it? Whatever came before.
Hmm.
Anyway, millennial humor is kind of fucking stupid, but what are you gonna do? We our memories started recording to long term when 9/11 happened, so that has something to do with it.
It's true. Yeah. Do you think like it changed from being narrative based to being reaction based as like we've kind of stopped being able to make sense of the world and have given up looking forward to the future?
Yeah, that's a deep and cutting point, and I didn't expect to
Yeah.
be so psychologically damaged after this interview. But
That's what
what
we
else
do
is new
here.
in this world? Yeah,
It's true. Yeah, yeah. I think that's been like a weird thing about memes is that like they've definitely it's become a little bit cyclical as well too. Like Seabat made a comeback on the charts as a result of like that one stupid Reddit story about the guy who like had
yeah,
was like having sex to it. I don't even know if that was like really real or not, but
it had to be real, dude.
it's
Like,
it is a little
no,
too weird.
yeah, it's just the circumstances of that post. Um, just like I don't know, just so how funny it is. I just hope it's real. I think that's the real story. Is that I hope it's real. I don't know if it's real, but I hope to God it is.
Hmm. Yeah, that is. Yeah, Captain Hertz brings up a good point. Very convenient because he did have a new album out. Although I will say, like, he
Mm.
has like tons of albums out. Like that could kind of be a coincidence, but maybe we are getting to a stage where memes are now being like co-opted by, you know, marketing and so on.
They interviewed or like there was like a I don't know ear milk or something interviewed him after the meme happened, and he was like, "Well, I don't know if I would choose that song, but good for him."
Yeah, I remember finding that song through like Workaholics actually, because they used it for the title sequence or something.
Oh, I did not know that.
That was like way back in the day. Actually, speaking of things that are back in the day, do you remember the band LMFAO?
No,
Party rocking in the house. I'm in Miami,
nope,
bitch.
nope.
What?
Literally, there's like my memory has blocked it out. The words conjure up some imagery in my head, but I think my brain is actively trying to
Okay.
prevent me from accessing
What
it.
imagery comes to mind?
I glasses and a fro.
Okay, that's good.
Mm,
That is accurate.
yeah.
Huh. I'm jealous, actually.
I think what happened was I started DJing in like 2010, 2011, and there were just one too many times I was blackout drunk and somebody requested it, and it must have just scrambled some wires in there.
Ah,
Yeah,
yeah, no, that tracks.
yeah, yeah. I'm immediately feeling nauseous and like that like I want to projectile vomit.
No, that
Um,
that about tracks as well. Hmm.
yeah.
What is what has been your least favorite thing about weed legalization?
Oh my God, weed snobs. I think like uh like this whole cottage industry of like fucking blog posts about what type of weed you should be smoking for like a specific circumstance. Um, Taxes, but yeah, I'm not even too mad about the taxes. Fuck it, dude.
Hmm.
Like the legalize it, tax the shit. I just hate how like fucking snobby it is now. Like especially the legal market. I feel like it's priced out of range for like you know
Yeah,
the everyday person, and it's really the people who are already buying the 6 packs of red wine at Safeway that they're marketing to.
it is like weirdly inconsistent. Like you can get I don't know like a half ounce for like $80, and then you can also get like an eight for like $60. Um,
True.
but like the actual quality is super random. It's very strange. Very strange
Yeah,
what's happened there.
I don't even know how to like read the fucking test labels and shit. Like I'll sort by THC percent, and I'll see something
Hmm.
that's like 38% THC, and in my mind I know that doesn't make
That
sense.
doesn't
Like
make
I
any sense.
like
Yeah,
like you're telling me 40% of the weight of like this nug is pure THC.
yeah,
You're shitting me. And then when you smoke it, it's just like it could be dank weed. But then other times you get like a fucking $20 eighth, and then you wake up 2 weeks later,
it's
right?
true.
When you're out of the weed, and you know
Yeah,
it's really a crapshoot.
figuratively and literally out of the weeds. You find out you've left a voicemail on a congressman's, you know,
Mm,
line.
yeah,
That's
couldn't be me.
strange
Couldn't
how
be
that
me.
happens.
Yeah, couldn't be me.
Yeah.
This never happened to me before.
Yeah, so I think you've had a shrimp, is that right? Like as in an aquarium? Am I mistaken there?
Oh yeah, I do have shrimp in that
So
aquarium.
so you have
I
shrimp and a dog. If your shrimp were dogs was it like with dog sized and your dog was like shrimp sized, would you still keep them as pets?
no,
No. So you have like a big shrimp and then like a bunch of little dogs that are floating around.
no, no.
No. That wouldn't be a good world to live
Dude,
in.
imagine a dog-sized shrimp.
Uh,
I mean, shrimp
uh,
are already on thin ice. Shrimp, I only like put up with because they're cockroaches, right? But they're in the water. They're not gonna fuck with my shit. I'm fine with it.
mhm.
But you take a shrimp and then you make it 25 pounds and then make it be terrestrial. No, dude, that thing's give me the flame. Give me the Elon Musk flamethrower
Yeah,
at that
that's
point.
fucked. All right, so I think we're basically at time. I'm gonna ask you one more question. We're gonna move to Johnny C. So if this interview was like a job interview, do you think you would get the role?
Oh, I fucking hope not.
Good answer. All right,
All right,
get out of here. Hey, hello, Johnny C.
Hello. Hello.
Let's go back to our initial discussion. So your name is Johnny C. Like, tell us about some of the things that you've seen.
See, so I've seen a cat. I've seen you. Uh, I've seen a window,
Hmm.
and sometimes there's things on the other side of the window. Sometimes it's dark, and so you can't see outside the window, so you just see your reflection in the window, and that's probably the worst thing I've seen.
That's true. That's very scary. Windows truly are windows to something else, including
Makes you
yourself.
makes you think, right?
Hmm. So if I told you to be yourself, how would you
All right,
define
I'm
that?
done. I'm there.
Do
I'm
you
done.
do you own yourself? Like yourself?
Well, I'm not property, bro.
No? Well, who controls you, man? Are you your own boss?
Yeah, man, I'm self-made, and if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you'll get all my tips, and maybe I'll start a TikTok, and maybe you can follow some of that. maybe I'll do like a funny sound in there, like if I'm snoring, and then that'll blow up.
Can you
And
do a
then
funny sound right now?
yeah, I'm doing it right now. It's me talking.
Damn, damn, this guy's good. Do you have any good tips for success? Like I wanna reach success
Well,
with a lot of things.
we have to be thorough about this. What do you consider success? Do you want money?
I don't
Do
know
you want cred? Are
what
you trying to get big in the scene?
what's cred.
Well, so let's see. There's street cred, there's credit scores, there's extra credit, like if you're a nerd and you're trying to suck up to your teacher.
Damn.
So
Hmm.
I mean, it could be anything. But if you stay on your grind, all of them could be yours. Just follow me on LinkedIn and Facebook for more tips.
That's wild. What is my scene credit score? How do I find that out?
Uh,
Is there
I
an
think you're
agency?
I think you're at 666 right now.
That's pretty good, I think.
You might, yeah,
That's
out
pretty
of
metal.
666. So yeah, I think you're doing all right. You're on Beatport. Uh, so yeah,
That's pretty good
there's
cred.
you're doing all right for yourself, young man.
Interesting. Okay. So do you prefer the 808 or the 909 based on numbers alone? Only the
So I
numbers.
think 8 is a very pleasant number, right? Because it's like on top and on bottom, right? And then like you turn it sideways, and then it's infinity, but it could also be glasses.
That's true. It could be anything.
It could be anything, you know?
But a 9 could
Could be like it
be
could
a
be like if
6.
you're like Steph Curry and you just nailed like a good three, you just throw that up, you know?
No,
I I thought you were a Bay Area guy.
I am. I don't know. The only thing I know about curry is that it's very spicy.
Well, I think it depends, right? So if you're trying to show off and be like, oh well, I actually like really spicy curry, you're who are you showing off to, man? Just get food you like.
It's true. But
To
sometimes it
pointlessly,
feels good. It feels good to hurt, you know?
oh, absolutely. That's why we wake up every day, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true. See, I think the thing with people who like spicy food is they're like, like actually getting yourself into dangerous situations is well, obviously dangerous, but if you eat spicy food, you can still get that like rush of adrenaline but like you're okay, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I think everyone's got different tolerance. Like
Yeah,
some people like dubstep and some people don't. Some people like house and some people don't. Some people like tech house and then other people are normal. So
it's
it
true.
depends.
So think of your first
What's your favorite spicy food?
my favorite spicy food. Oh, that's a good question. Um I think lately, I think Thai has been pretty good.
All right,
Although I have a bunch of like hot sauces that I like putting on random things, when you want
that's
to.
true.
Like when you make like a really boring, like bad meal, you
Oh
want
yeah,
to, like really like amp it up. Then that's what that's what's up.
I do that too. When I'm like I'm not a good cook, but just
Bam,
and then you're good to go.
that's true. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so think of your first thought after you wake up, and what early 2000s movie would best represent it?
So I'm gonna have to say the Fast and the Furious,
Which one?
the first one, because I
Hmm.
don't know what I'm doing, but I want to be in the scene. So I'm kind of a poser, but I'm really earnest about it.
Right.
And they want me to be a cop, but what matters is friends and family.
Are you implying that you're a cop right now?
No, they want me to be.
Oh,
They
I
do,
see.
but I'm not, because I'm too real.
It sounds like that's you're more of like Fast and Furious 3 though, where he's
Maybe. Yeah, I might be in Tokyo.
that's true.
Although that's not early 2000s.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna say
What other movies came
anything
out in the
below
2000s?
2010 is early 2000s. I think that's fair.
What are some other movies that came out? Ice Age, maybe?
Ice Age, I think that's one.
I could be like a funny squirrel that just keeps like almost dying.
There were all those like reboots too. Like Blade.
Oh yes, I if I could be Blade, that'd be
Blade was
sick,
cool. That was a cool movie.
dude. That's the
Yeah.
last good hero movie. Then they started with this whole like Marvel thing.
Oh, they extend the universes.
Bro, I can't stand universes, bro. Don't get me started.
What are your thoughts on what is your least favorite universe other than our own?
Though, oh, well, see, this guy knows me well.
Yeah.
He knows me well. Well, so we got to go Marvel, right? That's
Uh-huh.
got to be probably maybe not the worst, but that's the one that's doing the most active harm globally, I think.
Hmm.
So that's probably enemy number one.
So
We can't throw DC in there because they're not even trying.
that's true. Their universe sucks.
Smash Brothers, that's a good example. A lot of weird people in there. You don't want to be involved with that.
Oh, the Smash Bros. Extended universe is true. They have
Yeah, like
what is it? Sonic, Pikachu, now Mario.
yeah,
Well, what's going
yeah.
on?
What's the deal?
Who's
You know,
next?
could they
Could
they got Solid Snake in there? Isn't the Master Chief in there now too?
No, I think that's no way. I would because I would actually play it if that was the case.
All right.
Huh?
What's the background you got there? And it looks really nice.
Oh, I have no idea. I actually just stole this off YouTube. I looked for any like stock news footage that didn't have a watermark on it, and this one did
Okay.
anyway. So I had to like cut it off before and after the watermark, so it
But
just loops. It might
it
be
looks re
Miami.
it looks really professional.
Actually, speaking of Miami, like what has been your favorite hurricane so far that you've been through?
Uh, so I think Irma's the one that everyone remembers down here, because that's the one that we lost the power and everything the longest. That's probably the last big one.
Like
There's
you mean in like Miami proper, right?
yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
so what was that like?
There
What do
was
you do? What happens?
so before the hurricane comes, you turn on the AC like super low, and you close all the windows so you get the house as cold as possible, so that when the power goes out, you can at least stay cool for a little while.
Oh, that's right. You
That's they
guys,
don't teach you that,
they do
but you know
not.
these
Wow.
these are just little facts.
What else do you do to prepare? If you lose
Uh,
power, like I assume, what else does that mean?
you
Just
you
really
you you
boring, huh?
yeah, I basically you try and avoid reading stuff.
That's true. You don't want to know things.
Yeah, you drink a lot, eat a lot. You know, you try and not dip into those snacks that you bought for the hurricane too early.
How do you know when it's time to break into those snacks?
You just sort of feel it, mostly in your stomach.
Yeah,
When you start getting that sense of like, oh, this is gonna take forever. May as well have some chips.
it's time to
Yeah,
snack.
exactly.
Interesting. If you could change one thing about the hurricanes, what would you change? Like if you had to take out
Like
one aspect,
the University of Miami, the hurricanes, or like the natural disaster
the
hurricane.
natural disaster. I don't know anything about sports. So
Um,
I know they're really windy and they
there's a lot of
cause
rain in there
there's a
too.
lot of rain. Like which of those is the biggest bummer? Do you think?
Probably the rain.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
the wind would be fine.
Yeah, I mean you could make things pretty strong, but like rain, stuff floods, it's just a whole thing. Right? I can't tell you how much I don't like having to do with things.
Dude, what has been your least favorite thing in the last 24 hours?
Hmm. Probably knowledge.
Yeah, what did you learn that made you
No, just general the
upset?
concept.
Oh, just the concept. I see.
Just knowing things.
It's
You
true.
know, it's a burden
They say
upon
like great power comes great responsibility, but like knowledge is power, and so like by
yeah,
knowing things, you become like hella responsible for them, and that sucks.
yeah, and then you're responsible for stuff and then people are like, "Hey, you should do this." It's like, "No, I don't want to do anything."
Yeah, or like you ever walk by something and you're like, I know that's a problem and I should do something about it. Like if the gas is on, you're like, well, I know that's gonna fucking cause an explosion, so now I gotta fucking turn it off.
Yeah,
You
see,
know
if
what
I
the
was
fuck, man?
dumb, if I didn't know any better, I'd be like, "Oh man, it smells funny in here anyways. I'm going to sleep."
Yeah, right. Like that's how it should be.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So if you have a lot of synthesizers. If your synthesizers
Well, that's all relative.
were your children, what would be the who would be the forgotten middle child?
Uh, Probably the analog 4.
What's that?
It's an Electron analog 4. It's a well, it's a four voice polyphonic synthesizer,
No, that's pretty lame.
but it's fine.
It's just there.
It's fine. I'm not gonna sell it, but I don't use it.
Yeah.
So I think that probably matches what you're talking about.
It does. You can't sell children either. So it turns out that's
You
actually
can, like if
well,
you're like, hey, my neighbor's Jeffrey
I
Epstein,
guess yeah. I
and I'm
guess.
tired of this dealing with this kid. You're like, hey, we can work something out.
I wish we could tell our neighbors that. Am I right?
Well, you got to
Well,
find out who the new Jeff Epp is, and then just
Yeah.
Be like, hey, new Epstein, I got some fresh bait for you here.
Yeah. So I guess like on that note, like, well, who would be your favorite child? Who's like the one who's actually gonna go to college and succeed, and you want to like, encourage them and be nice?
Out of the
Yeah, out of
synthesizers,
the synthesizers.
probably the Zoxbox or any of those 303 clones.
Really?
They're all solid. They're not doing anything out of the ordinary, but it's a solid job. So they're gonna get us, steady pay, maybe be able to retire one day.
So you're saying like 303s are basically like the
It's the
tradesmen
it
of the
Yeah,
like
they're
plumbers.
they're lunch pail synthesizers. They come in, they do the pew 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 thing,
That's it.
and then they clock out for the day, and then they just hang out.
You know, I don't like 303s. I think they're lame. I don't get why anyone buys them because they've been sampled so much. Like, why don't you just get like the 10 million samples?
Cause samples suck.
Well, what sucks about samples?
It's you gotta
Tell me
like it's
more.
it's just work, man. You gotta like, oh well, here's a sample instead of just making a sound. Oh, I gotta label this so I know what it is later. No thanks.
No, I mean you just get one that already sounds like that.
What?
Hey, you just go and you like search. You're like 303 sound, and then
Yeah,
just
but
put it
then
in
you don't
there.
have a filter.
You can just put a filter on it later.
Yeah, but it's not the same filter.
Well, why isn't it the same filter?
'Cause it's software.
What's the
It's just
difference?
ones and zeros. Have you ever heard of a one and a zero?
A one or a zero?
Yeah, have you ever
Sorry.
heard one?
I hear them all the time. I hear ones and zeros right now, bro. 'Cause we're on the internet. We're talking digitally, dude.
Oh well, this is all analog to me.
Shit.
I've got analog internet.
Damn. Oh man, I wish I had analog internet. My
Yeah.
internet's
So
digital. There's no warmth at all.
it's not as fast, but it's at least got some character to it. So I think,
That's true.
you live with
Uh,
the other side of
so when
things.
someone says that like analog stuff has more character, like what does that mean to you?
It just means that they spent more money on it and they want to
Yeah,
feel better about themselves.
that's true. I think being rich is a character, so
Yeah,
therefore that makes sense. Well, if what character do you think like an
Rick and
expensive
Morty.
Moog would be? Like which billionaire best represents like the Moog sound, do you think?
Uh, I'm
First
gonna say,
celebrity.
what's this Berkshire Hathaway dude?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Fuck. I'm also blanking.
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is
Yeah,
totally a Moog.
he's rich, but he's old and he's kind of like the standard rich guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So Moog, you get your standard Moog sounds,
All right.
and it's everyone's like,
What about
what's up?
Behringer?
Uh,
The Behringer analog synths.
hmm. Probably some like fake crypto bro
Yeah, that's true. That makes
millionaire
sense.
where he's like, oh yeah,
Like it technically
I'm
counts,
cool
but
too.
you know,
But it's like, oh, I'm rich, but yeah, you're Bitcoin rich. That's not real.
that's not real. Yeah, it's like someone with like $900 million. It's like you're not a billionaire. Get the fuck
Yeah,
out of here. We
come
don't.
on. We don't
Uh,
want cars that doors go like this. We want them to open like this.
like this.
Yeah.
All right. I'm supposed to have Savector on. Where is he? I don't know where you are.
Where is
Savector,
he?
get in here. I think. All
We
right.
can just vibe. All right.
Oh, we can just
What's
vibe. What's
next?
going on?
Let's just vibe out. I don't know, man. Let's
Uh,
let's.
we have someone.
I think.
Oh, hold on.
Hey. We don't have video.
No video. Let's see.
Get your. Oh, that's Miss Jacqueline. We're not supposed to see her yet. Get out of here. Shit. Oh wait. Whoops. There we go. Uh,
What are we doing?
nothing, dude. We're just hanging out.
All
So
right. Yeah.
you remember LMFAO, right?
Yeah,
Like you
man.
know what the
Every
fuck's
day
up.
I'm hustling and I'm in Miami, bitch.
Uh, I'm a Miami bitch. Yeah. Like, what are your
They're in the Kia
associations
commercial.
with that
All right.
band
So
and that time?
I think when LMFAO was still like just starting to get popular, that was like one of the last ultras I went to, and I think they actually had like a booth where they were handing out like merch and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of how they blew up.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh,
Interesting.
I think we got a guy.
Yeah, we got him. All right. Yeah. Thanks for
All
hanging
right.
out. I hope you don't have
Later.
to learn or do anything for the rest of your day.
Me too, bro.
Ah, dude.
All right. Bye.
All right. What's up?
Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Vector.
How are you?
You know what? It's a good question. How are you? Define your
Uh,
state of being, but only using early 2000s movies. Now we can open it up.
uh,
Any movie at all.
any movie.
Yeah.
Um, Movies. Let's see. There's a lot of them, and so
There's a lot of them out there.
let's see. Me, myself, and I are
Is that a movie? I think Me, Myself,
doing
and Irene is.
Irene. Oh, excuse me. That's right. Damn it. I'm already off the. Uh, I'm already off the plot here. It's too much for me. I think we should. You know, this is
Yeah. Can you
it's a
tell
lot of
me
pressure. It's a lot of pressure.
can you tell me about a situation you had to deal with where you didn't have a lot of context, but you had to make quick decisions on the spot? On the spot.
A lot of contact.
Yeah, like in your past role. In your past role, yeah, tell me about a time
Um,
you had little direction, but you had to produce results.
let's see. So there was a time when I was, you know, let's see, working in the office, and boss comes in and says, "I gotta do a presentation today."
That day.
So that day, and so I, gotta whip up something on PowerPoint, and it was the most bullshit thing. But of
Do you feel
course, it doesn't
powerful when you
matter.
use PowerPoint?
It's a misnomer. I feel very powerless.
Powerless point.
Powerless point. Yeah. It's. I'd rather be like um, powered, no point.
Powered no point. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you prefer working independently or as part of a team?
Oh, I do prefer as part of a team. I'm a team player. I get along with people, and but
Can you name some people that you get along with?
I get along with Bill Gates, Elon Musk. I get along with Queen Elizabeth, rest in peace. Um,
Yo, F for the Queen.
with Jesus,
Let's get some Fs in the chat for the Queen.
yeah, uh, Mahatma Gandhi. Uh, I get along with Kim Jong Un. He's a good guy.
That guy.
Yeah,
That's true.
he really just he really loves pizza, and we can get along on that part.
That's true.
We can
So
reminisce.
what is it about pizza that you think unites us all as like human beings and people? Like what does it about pizza?
That's a good question. I think the magic of pizza is that it's a flatbread and it has sauce on it. People like sauce, and people really like cheese, and you can make it whatever you want. I mean, look at what like the sweets do, and put like bananas on it.
No, that's pretty weird. I don't know if I can support that.
Yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
is weird, but also you can make your own. That's what I'm saying. Is that you can like it's 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 a blank slate,
Yeah.
and do you can put the
What is
weirdest,
your favorite pizza
nastiest
topping?
stuff.
If you like number one,
Number
what is
one.
your number one favorite pizza topping? I mean outside of like obviously cheese and so on, you know. So you get a cheese
Um,
pizza and you get one topping. What is it?
okay, I was going to say cheese, but if it's going to be that, it's going to be pepperoni.
Pepperoni.
Of course, the classic.
The classic. That is pretty
Yeah,
good. Does that make you feel safe choosing a classic choice
it
like pepperoni?
it does. It's comfortable.
It's comfortable. What are some
Yeah.
other like do you think that plays a factor in your life like is to choose comfort for things like pizza toppings?
Well, no, because I don't ever have to choose one topping.
That's true.
So,
What other toppings do you usually choose? What is your most
uh,
adventurous pizza topping that you've tried?
okay, adventurous.
Like totally out
Um,
there.
I mean, the ones I like, the ones I do like would be anchovies, and let's see, and an egg.
An
That's always good.
an egg?
Yeah, just
Interesting.
crack an egg on
Huh,
top of
on
your
a top of
pizza,
pizza. That's pretty cool.
and then cook it, and then you let it cook, and then you got like fried egg on top of it.
Huh. Interesting. I have not had that one before. Huh. We should tell our local pizza spot to try that. All right.
Yeah.
So actually,
Well,
speaking of that, so you agreed to do this interview, right? Uh, do you
I did.
frequently go along with with things people suggest? And how has this worked out for you in the past? When someone,
You know,
uh,
you know,
what would you say your ratio is of success when someone's like, "Yo, you should try this," and you're like, "I will," and like, how often has that panned out to a positive experience versus a negative one?
it can be all right. I mean, I will say this one was under duress, so it's like I really couldn't say no.
It's true.
Uh, so, I mean, but it's going well. It seems like you are a benevolent host and captor.
Well, what would you say you do here?
I what I do, I talk to people. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I there's there's people, and then there's I talk to them, and I make sure their ideas are heard, and I take those ideas to management.
Oh, that's true. Someone's got to do it.
Yeah,
So do you remember the band LMFAO?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are your associations with that group and of that time frame of music? Um, yeah.
Yeah. So LMFAO was definitely an interesting time in pop culture music, I'd say. Um,
Interesting.
there was those what I associate with them is a leopard print spandex pants. Um,
Has that had any influence in how you
and
dress today?
no, no, absolutely not.
Dang.
But it was an interesting time,
Uh,
that's for sure. I
so
mean, it's just a bad. I mean, it's that whole time's come and gone. Maybe if you asked me a couple of years ago, you could have seen me in my leopard print pants, but
once upon a
not
time.
today. Yeah, yeah, exactly, not today.
So in general, do you remember like the first, I would say like album that kind of introduced you to electronic music? I'm assuming, of course, that at some point you didn't know about it at all and you listened to like quote unquote, real music with like guitars and drummers and shit. And then, at some point, like something happened. And what was that
Yeah,
something where you're like, huh, electronic noises, beep boop.
I'll be actually a bit more serious here.
Yes.
Um, and I would say my real answer would be the Residents. My father had a record of the best of like the Residents from like 1970 to or like 1965, 1970 or something like that. And
So the
that
Residents?
was yeah, the Residents.
Oh, is that like a band? I'm
Yeah,
not familiar.
exactly. But they're very electronic and
Oh,
they are very weird too. Yeah, Constantinople. Like, how about their rendition of was it? It's a Man's World.
hmm.
That's a good one. Um,
But it was like very synthesizer based, right?
yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
It's very like weird and out there, and it's like, oh shit, this is interesting, and I really connected to that.
Cool.
So
So what was the like more contemporary artist that you found after that?
let's see.
Do you, or
I
if you had to
think
guess at least?
yeah, I think what really got me into it was when I was actually working and the big days of like Pandora, the streaming service.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then so it was just like kind of deep diving into letting that like kind of guide my choices or like guide the influence and stuff. And I would have it on like all the time when I was doing my bullshit work at um,
Yeah.
in the office. It's like that was the days of like I could get a like a Windows 8 widget
Oh
Windows
yeah,
7 widget of like Pandora on my work desktop.
man,
That
fucking widgets. What
yeah,
was your
that was not
favorite
fun these
widget?
days. It's definitely the Pandora one for
The
sure.
Pandora one?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
that or
pretty good.
like uh yeah, those were days where I had like those little like bubbles screensavers.
Oh, dude, the bubble. Remember, like looking at screensavers, like that
Oh
was
yeah,
like a fun thing to do. We all
I
looked at
remember like
screensavers.
the whole pipe one blew my mind the first time
Yeah,
I
I remember.
saw
I
it.
like the maze. The maze one was good.
Oh yeah, that was one that you stared at like it'd be on the computer at school or something in the corner and be doing the maze.
Yeah, I wish they made a game of that, like an actual one. Uh,
Yeah,
I remember actually, like, I remember, yeah, 'cause, we couldn't really. We had like my family computer, so I didn't really like, have any
yeah,
games on it, and I remember just like looking at the fucking screensaver and trying to solve the maze.
yeah. I mean,
Why do you
it,
think that's just like not a thing anymore? Like why have we lost the allure of the screensaver? What happened there?
uh, that's a good question. I think it's a change from CRTs to flat screens.
It's just like not
Who
interesting anymore.
cares? Yeah, who cares? We don't have. I mean, I don't think there was even a sleep function for computers back then. So you just had to like leave it on.
Honestly, my computer doesn't never goes to sleep because I'm either using it or and that's it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, but speaking of those old days, I remember, um, man, for games, what would happen was that we also had a family computer too,
Hmm.
and so it would just be like how we got games was that my dad would go to the public library to go on the internet, and he would bring like floppy disks back of freeware
Yeah,
games back home.
I remember. I
Yeah,
remember. Our library would have like a lot of CDs of like
yeah.
recent things released, and I would just take them and rip them at home to have the
Nice.
music.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. You know what? I need to go back and do that because I think that's a great way to get some inspiration. For a period of time, like about not five, well, like 10, 15 years ago, we'd go to the library and like yank world, you know, like
Duh.
those knowledge of the world section that looked interesting to me, and that's how I got found some good music.
What if we had to make libraries cool again? What do you think they should have? Like, how do
What
we
is
how
it?
do we make people go to libraries again?
That's a tough one. I know there's some good programs out there like I know like library interviews like the library of things, so like you can rent like actual objects like GoPros and um, board games and such. I think that's
So
cool.
like having basically like you can rent more things from the library than just books, than just knowledge.
You're right.
You can rent things.
Yeah, like you do. I think you can rent like yeah, things like sewing machines,
Oh,
those kind of things. Like yeah, that would be great. Like if I could get um,
oh, you should be able to vape in the library for sure.
ooh, you know, that'd
Yeah.
be cool. Like yeah, like a little coffee,
All right.
a little
Well, yeah,
tofu
thank you for your
library.
time.
Right,
I think
yeah.
we're off to
Oh
our
yeah,
next guest, and yeah, well, thank
it's been
you,
a pleasure.
thank you, Mr. Witness Protection Guy.
Uh,
I hope Tony Soprano doesn't find you, or
Thank you.
does. I
Yeah,
don't know, man. I don't know your life.
it's yeah. Anyway, I'm really enough.
Yeah, off you goes. Hello, Miss Jackalope. And yeah, well, thank you. I can hear myself. I think on from your end. What's going on over there? Oh, that's a cat. Hello, cat.
Oh, hello. Do we have sound?
Yeah. Although I can hear myself through your speaker output,
So
I think.
I don't know what's happening. Is there a sound? Let's see. Do I need to go louder somehow?
No, I can hear you, but I mean I can hear the Twitch
I could
stream.
probably turn my sound up a little more. Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Cool.
Although I can hear myself through your.
So I don't know what's happening. Is there a sound?
Yeah. Uh. All right.
You got the echo. I hear you.
Cool. Yeah. So what's up? I mean, you called
Let's see
us.
if
What's
we can
going
do
on?
a thing.
I mean, I'm doing. Can you ask me some questions?
Ah, we got random stuff up. Let's
Oh,
see.
there we go. I
I
hear.
did not call you. There was no calling happening here.
Oh,
This was like the whole Stockholm thing.
I mean, we were just talking a lot about
I
pizza.
can totally ask you
Can I
questions.
order a pizza?
Like, what is your future as a transporter?
Well, I think I will be transporting things for a while. I think both including myself, through space and time. I am essentially a brain piloting a meat skeleton, and I gotta take this thing somewhere. Usually to the bathroom. Occasionally I like to go to the kitchen. I think the kitchen is one of my favorite places to go to. There's a lot of good stuff there. There's a lot of food and beverages. What are some of your favorite places to go to that you think you go to the most often?
I think I probably end up, I don't know, probably about like here usually.
Hmm.
There's like music here, and sometimes there's cats doing fucked up stuff, and I just come and watch them, I think. Hopefully this
Interesting.
works out okay. I don't know. Also tend to go to a place called the Pinball Museum, which is ridiculous, and play balls.
Yeah, what's that about? What is it about the Pinball Museum?
So the premise of the Pinball Museum was to actually it's a nonprofit place, and it's to basically is a museum of just all pinballs, but it's an active arcade
Hmm.
to play like just games for a quarter or 75 cents or whatever. So you can just come in and fuck around. So it's known pretty well in Las Vegas. It's goof stuff. So I don't know.
That's pretty
There you
good.
go. There's your educational thing for the
That's
day.
true. Yeah, I don't know. The only pinball I remember is like the Windows XP Space pinball. That came with all the computers. It was pretty good. I don't know if I ever did a good job of it, but that was a good time. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me, but I would recommend monitoring through OBS Ninja instead of Twitch because yeah, I think it's a little laggy. But whatever, we can make it
That's
work.
thank you,
We are talking across space and time, I suppose. Is this how people like sending telegrams felt? Where they're like, "Yo, I hope they receive this eventually."
Oh yeah, no, I know I'm definitely caught in lag business here and not quite sure how to fix it. So I guess here we are.
Sure, no worries. We
Um,
can we can
I got
talk.
another question for you.
Okay.
No, this is so true. So I don't know. Let's ask you a question. What network fired you, and why are you here?
Oh, Fox News. Yeah, Fox News, and then later the actual Good Morning America show. They didn't like the fact that I wore a bulletproof vest to work, and I was like, well, being a journalist is risky business, and they're like, bro, you just ask people about synthesizers, and I said, well, like that group gets very protective, especially when you call their Buchla a budget Behringer. They did not take that very well. So my question for you is, we stream on the service called Twitch. When you stream, do you feel twitchy? And if not, what should this be called instead?
Oh, absolutely. I do feel twitchy, usually because a cat's throwing itself at me somehow, as you've seen already, like probably 3 times. And also, just straight up helicopter, I don't know how you haven't been laughing at like the stupid cat shit that this basher cat has been doing this whole like 45 minutes.
I don't have a sense of humor anymore. That was surgically removed when I
So I
joined
always expect to have
EMP
different attacks from all ends.
in the first place. So do you remember the band LMFAO? And what are your positive and or negative associations with this group? What do you think party rocking entails in a modern society?
I gotcha. For LMFAO, I actually don't remember any of it. I was super into D&B, so I missed like all that whole scene. So I've probably been blessed.
Wow.
We'll see.
So was drum and bass your first choice of electronic music? And if so, what first like brought you into that sort of thing?
Oh, gotcha. Not really actually. For drum and bass, I pretty much just was all into just general electronic, and then I started liking Gabber, and then found out that Gabber was really hard to like find. So I found techno, and then I was like, "Fuck techno! I want drum and bass." So that happened a while ago.
I see. So you just it just has to be fast, right? I guess I gotta ask more leading questions.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Has to be fast. Yeah, 174 for sure. And then occasionally I play bass house because it's stupid. Because who needs something stupid in their lives? So there you are.
So when it comes to stupid music, what do you think is the dumbest music? And to follow up, what is the dumbest music that you have played?
Well, usually for drum and bass people, probably the dumbest music I play is it's probably clown step. It's the goofiest like it's the goofiest genre of D&B. I don't quite have a good way to explain it. It kind of came out in like 2012 ish,
Hmm.
so everyone just kind of makes fun of it.
I
But
think I think
I
I
think
would.
I'm supposed to make fun of tech house because EMP.
Yeah, it's true. We like making fun of tech house because it's like it's just incredibly safe. It doesn't really go anywhere. It's just music that like exists. It's like well we just like need something to play and like that's what we chose. So I think that's the because zero risk. EMP is all about taking risks and doing dumb shit. Speaking of taking risks and doing dumb shit, tell us about a time that you did that. You took a risk and you did something stupid. And how did that pan out?
That's pretty much every time I leave my door. Every time I walk out my house, there you go,
Hmm.
taking risks, doing dumb shit, like going to get water or something in Las Vegas, because you never know what's going to happen or who's going to be at the water station or
I see.
whichever. Um, yeah,
So,
so Las Vegas people have filtered water, and it's really annoying. But
oh,
you
so
never know what's going to happen anywhere you go.
your name is Miss Jackalope. What led you to choose Miss as being part of that name?
Pretty much my biggest time was taking a risk playing on EMP and doing dumb shit. So EMP says yes to bad ideas. Oh goodness, we're still responding. So basically, the miss part came from everyone thinking that Jackalope was a guy. So I was like, fuck you all. I'm just going to go by Miss and see what happens.
Nice. I have had a very opposite experience because my name is Nikita, and that's usually canonically like a woman's name. I think mostly because of like there's a lot of Indian chicks named Nikita. So whenever I get into an Uber, they're like, "What the fuck is going on here?" Anyway, don't you think gaslighting people would be more fun?
Yep. Oh, sometimes it is. I've basically at this conference called DEF CON, people would come up to my booth and say, "Hey, when's Jackalope going to be here?" And I'd be like, "Well, they'll be back in like 10 minutes. Come back in 10 minutes." And then they come back and they're like, "Well, where's Jackalope?" And I'll be like, "I'm right here. How's it going?"
Do you think you would get paid more if you went by Mr. Jackalope?
So that's how we roll. Possibly, which is totally frightening. Again, shrug.
Mm-hmm. So you remember like at some point there was that meme about like the dress thing where it's like was the dress fucking blue or gold or
I wanted to
whatever?
thank you for interviewing us, C Vector, for the witness protection program. It's always good to see that he's proof of life still here.
Yeah. Shit. I just forgot what I said. Uh, shit. Uh, all right. Well, you know what? I think we're actually pretty much at time. Um, thank you, Miss Jackalope, for joining us. We have a big show coming up. I believe we have Sylvector up
It's the best.
next on the hour.
I'd go with blue.
Blue. Shit. What was I gonna do? Ah. Let's all look at the poster for a bit. Me and Jackalope are just gonna fucking banter for the next second. Yeah. You should ask me another question if you have any. Where the fuck did the poster go?
Uh, if you were a movie, what movie would you be?
Fast and the Furious 6. I knew that answer immediately. I've been thinking about this my entire life. I've always been ready. Fuck.
Thank you so much
Man.
for
Yeah, yo, thank you all for coming on. You guys
thank you
rule.
so much for interviewing all of us.
Alright, now it's two. Nothing works. Nothing works. All right. Well, this lineup's not even right because apparently some of these people bailed. Anyway, we got Savector up right now. Actually, wow. What do you know? Thank you all for tuning in to Good Morning EMP. Good morning to you from me, Hellacopta. That's the person that's been talking. And yeah, let's go see what our buddy Savector has going on for us. Don't at me.